Vera Bradley started in 1982. Barb and I were neighbors, and when she and her family moved into the neighborhood, I knocked on her door to welcome her, and there was Barbara, and she said, "Do you know how to hang wallpaper?" I said, "No," and she said, "Well, come on in, you're going to learn how to hang wallpaper."
I meet Pat Miller, taught her how to hang wallpaper, and I said, we should start up our paper business. So we decided to come up with a gimmicky name. So we named it Up Your Wall. We went to Florida for my father's birthday, and I had asked Pat if she would like to come down. And when we were packing, we realized we didn't have anything to pack in, any decent luggage. So we started thinking about this look, and we said, well, the French have Pierre Deux, and the English have Laura Ashley, but there's nothing that we have in this country. So started the business the next day when we got home. I said, to the horror of anyone who's been to business school, we just bought the fabric, went down the basement, cut it out on the ping pong table, and started the company.
We had each put in $250. So we had $500 to start this business. So we made some prototypes up. We had maybe about 12 prototypes, and they all sold. So we thought, well, we might have a good idea. So we had to come up with a name for the company, and Barbara's mother's name is Vera Bradley. My mother's name is Wilma Polito, and it was not a difficult decision. Vera Bradley's a beautiful name, and she was a very lovely lady.
Vera was just a wonderful woman.
She was the kind of person, when she walked in the room, heads turned in such style.
My mother was very creative, a beautiful home. You know, she loved decorating, and a lot of her friends did, although my mother did it all herself. She never had an interior designer, and yet people would come into our home, and it was the nicest. And they'd had all the decorators flown down from New York and everything, but they'd come into the Bradleys and just love it.
Our first employee was a friend of ours who happened to come in and say, you know, how are you? What are you doing? And we didn't let her out the door.
From my standpoint, it was just, who's going to sell these? The first people I turned to were my friends, and that's how the company started, that, and my sisters and my mother, and that's all I knew. I mean, I would have never thought to go out and hire reps or go to a rep organization.
We were all willing to help. At the very beginning, truly, I don't even think we knew we were going to get paid. I mean, that sounds kind of silly, but...
It's like, hey, do you want to sell these bags? Yeah, I'll sell the bags. Okay.
We really were going to try and help her. And we just said, sure, we'll try that. I mean, that's how it all started. And I'm going to tell you, we never thought it was going to get to this. I mean, we literally had people want to hire us because we were having so much fun.
I know women, I know friends, and I know girls because I've been surrounded, and I'm one of 6 children, 4 girls. If they fit into my world, they fit into each other's worlds. I put friendship, I think, right up at the top. I guess you could say family, faith, and friendship, you know, are just what it's all about. My father was a rep, and he exhibited in gift shows. So we decided, well, let's take a booth at the Chicago gift show. We didn't know what we didn't know, believe me, because we got the last booth in the last aisle in the lower level of McCormick Place. You couldn't even find us where we were. And the booth next to us down in the basement sold these little magnetic things. And one of the things they had were little earrings. They're little magnetic pierced look-alike earrings. So I had taken a couple pairs of those just because I thought they were so clever. I saw this little 4-year-old girl walking around, and I started talking to her, and I said, I showed her the earrings, And I said, is your mother here? And she said, yes. I said, we want to play a trick on your mom. I said, let's put these earrings on, and you go show your mom and tell her you got your ears pierced, you know. So she went over, and in a few minutes, the mother came over and started talking to me. And she said, oh, you must join us for dinner. So I sat down at the table, and we're just having a good old time. And all of a sudden, the program starts. And Will Little, who is head of, it was the George Little Management Gift Show, president of the whole show. All of a sudden, the mother says, shh, Daddy's going to speak now. I'm like, oh, this is really something. So here we are, sitting at the head table. And when he was done speaking, he came over and he started talking and looking at the bag. This is what we do. So the next day, he came down to our booth and he said, we've got to get you out of the basement. This is not where you belong. So lo and behold, the very next show, we're up in the first aisle, the first row, the third booth. So that was very serendipitous. That was just something.
We are a design company, and I know we could design anything. I think we've done this now. We've designed furniture, we've designed lamps and eyeglasses, and so we really can design.
The design capability we have as a company, it is kind of the crown jewel. It's the largest asset we have, although you won't see it on our balance sheet.
We not only design for every age of consumer and every part of our customer's day, we design for every occasion as well.
Barb always says it's easy for us to design and it's easy for us to market because we're designing and marketing to us.
We are our customer.
It just was so simple for us, because whatever we needed, then we designed.
We look at what has sold well recently, what's taking off, what may not be as good right now. We go through dozens and dozens of colorations and variations that may seem really subtle and really picky, but it's those little details, those little tweaking moments that make it, boom, work just right in the end.
Well, really, it's a collaboration of all of our efforts of